Hey everybody, it's Patty Wonder, your Scentsy director for Team WunderBar. So I will wait just a quick minute for people to be reminded to be here, and then we'll get started. I hope everybody's having a really good day. What day is it? It's Tuesday. The weeks are kind of molding in together. Just want to make sure I'm in the right place as well. So if you hop in here and you can see me, let me know. Let me know. I don't think it'll tell me. Oh, okay. If you can see me and I am in Team WunderBar, can you just confirm? Okay, that's a good sign. I see Denise. I am in Team WunderBar, am I not? Please tell me I am. I just had this weird feeling come over me like, am I? Please make sure you have something to drink and something to write with and something to write on. If I am in Team WunderBar, can you just let me know, please? Just can you confirm that for me? I'm not seeing any comments. Nobody's saying hello, you know. Anyone? I know there's a delay, so I'm just hoping that I'm in the right spot. And okay, that's a good sign too. I think I'm in the right spot based on the two people that say are watching. But hopefully somebody can comment. If you are commenting, I can't see any comments. So maybe say hello, just so I know it's all working as planned. We're already 2 minutes past. Still no comments. Somebody. Okay, well, hopefully somebody will come on here and say hello and comment so that I can just double check that I can see everything as well. All right, well, I'm gonna start going because hopefully this is working, but with Facebook, you never know. All right, so welcome to the first Tuesday. I know last Tuesday was technically the first Tuesday, but it started being the first Tuesday at like 9 o'clock. So I don't count that one. So that was the first of the month last Tuesday. So that one doesn't count. So today is the first official full Tuesday of the month. And so we have our team talk. And I kind of just wanted to talk. I'll be talking about it a lot in the next couple of weeks. If you see me in different places, on different groups, in the All Consultants Call, things like that. I'm going to give you guys kind of probably a different version because you're my family. So I just want to kind of go over the current incentive and whether you want to go for that incentive or not. I'm just going to give you tips and tricks on how to kind of work your business that way. Whether you want just the little prizes or you want the big prizes. Remember this incentive. If you don't know about this incentive, go to your workstation and go to the incentive tab in your workstation, and it will give you the whole breakdown of everything. And there is a tracking sheet that is available for you to download and print out. Let me flip the camera around just so that, oh, nope, not that way. Wrong way. Sorry. My bad. This way. There you go. All right. So this is what it looks like. So there's 3 parts to this incentive. It goes for 6 months, and each 2 months has a different like brick to build you know how we're doing build for World Tour? This kind of goes along with that. That's why it's called Brick by Brick. So, so the Brick by Brick Incentive 2022, when you have a great foundation, the rest comes brick by brick. This is the first of 3 Brick by Brick incentives. Achieve 1, 2, or all 3 incentives to earn amazing rewards. So even if you miss this one, you could still earn a prize at the next one and earn a prize on the 3rd one. Or if you clean up and you get and you win and earn an award from each, you get all 3 awards that you earn in each level, but then you get your choice of a grand prize, and you have your choice of custom Scentsy Vans shoes, 2-piece Scentsy branded luggage, or 320 New Zealand dollars worth of product of your choice. So that's the grand prize. But right now, the first level is to sponsor someone and get them to certified. By the end of, enroll 1 new frontline team member between the 1st of January and the 1st of April 2022, who promotes to certified between the 1st of February and the 1st of April. So even if they joined in January, it counts. Okay, but they have to be certified by the 1st of April. Now here's the good thing. They can earn this too. So the sooner you get somebody sponsored and on your team, the better and easier it is, because you're going to help them with their launch party, and you're going to help coach them, and you're going to help give them ideas. And I don't care if you started yesterday, you still know more than them if they start today. So don't think you need to know everything. You don't need to know everything. I've tried to plan out as much as I can in our team page. That's why we have the new consultant album. That's why we have the link trees. That's why we have that new consultant video I did like 2 years ago, the May one. Those are all up in the pin sections at the top, and that's so that you can find it easily, so they can find it easily. But you have to train them, you have to follow up with, or you have to tag them and follow up with them and just kind of go through with them. And for some of you, you might want to go through it with them and kind of restart your business, kind of relaunch your business. If you are an essential consultant or a certified consultant, you should have gotten an email from Jacqueline Roy, who is our superstar director. You should have got that yesterday or last night. But I highly encourage you to do her 6-week program. Now, I'm going to be in there as a cheerleader. I might get asked to speak 1 week or something like that, but I am there just to help and support and be the hype girl, if you will. But it's only, this 6 weeks is only for essentials and certifieds. We have other ones coming up. So if you, please go look at your junk folder if you're an essential or certified. Doesn't matter if you're brand new or you've been in for years. It is for you. And it is exclusive for essential and certified. And the reason for that is somewhere you might have lost your oomph. Maybe your sponsor didn't take care of you properly. May I just put a disclaimer on that? I usually follow up with people that have sponsored and ask if they're doing certain things, and they can say yes, 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 but I can't confirm that. So if you haven't had support, it's okay to reach up to me and say, hey, I'd really like some support, or hey, she's busy or has a different direction in life, and you know, could you help me with something? Or I've done this, can you show me how or where to find this? Or I am here, I am your director, I am your support. I'm not going to do it for you, but I am going to guide you and coach you so that you are a better, stronger consultant as well. But I am all about helping and helping you kind of set a plan so it's not so overwhelming. That's kind of what today's kind of about, because I know a lot of people get really overwhelmed. And even going into the 6-week program for essentials and certifieds, that was one thing that I really talked about, and that was just like, hey, just remember, you know, some people might be great with that, but some people might just want a little bit more. Some people might want a lot more, but a lot of people just want a little bit more. Out of Jacqueline's 6,000 people in her group, over 80% are essential and certified. So that kind of tells you where people kind of stop and get stuck. Or some are just really happy there and that's what they want to do. So that just kind of gives some of you other ones maybe a light bulb moment on some things. So right now, the first level ends the 1st of April and then the next level starts. So this one is simply to sponsor and certify a new team member. And that really does it sounds hard, it sounds scary if you've never done it, but honestly, it's basically telling your friend, come with me. This is fun, come with me. Or, oh my gosh, do you know how much you spend? You should come with me. You can tell I didn't use my regular foundation because my nose is already turning red. I just did a little concealer and powder and this is what happens. I'm like, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. I just didn't want to look completely a mess when I came and talked to you. So, now, if you notice, there's this many spaces. And it says potential new team members. So what I want you to do, I always have a list. What I want you to do is think about your dream team. Think about your top customers, your best hosts, your Scentsy clubbers, people that live far away from you and kind of out of your delivery area, people that like to have parties or socialize, teachers, nurses, hairdressers, nail techs. All of them do really well in this job. All of them. And I don't like saying job, but that's how I look at it because it is my job. It's really bothering me. It's like, there's like a big line right there too, which I don't understand. Anyway, I'll just have a red nose for now. Looks like I've been drinking. Yes. Sit and think of your dream team. Who would you want? If you could pick, say you're opening an office, who would you want to work with? That's who you should really ask. You should ask somebody that wants to get out of their house more, or that somebody that needs to earn more money, somebody that's like hurting, like, oh, man, I wish we're really stretching our income. We're really living paycheck to paycheck. But here's the kicker with that one. If they don't have any money and they're really hurting for money, you really need to look at what they're doing about it, because some people will sit and complain and complain and complain, but they won't do the work, or they're not motivated to get out of that situation, and nothing can get them. They have to change their headspace first. I was just watching the show Made on Netflix, and I just went, man, I need to recruit her. Not the one that was sitting on her butt talking on the phone and just like, well, I'm going to get paid anyway, so I'm just going to sit here. But the one that actually showed how much she cared for her daughter, that she would clean those disgusting things, and she didn't care. Like, it made her sick, but she was driven, and it was important to her, and it was her why, and she would have taken any opportunity to get out of her situation. That's the kind of person you want to look for. You don't want one that's like, well, I don't want it to affect my WINS payment. Well, don't you want to outgrow your WINS payment? Isn't that the whole point? I know when I started, I was on ACC, and I was like, I need to get off of ACC because this is bullshit. So that was my first goal, outrun ACC, for lots of different reasons, but let's outrun ACC. And I did, and I had to start reporting my income, and thank God I ended up having to use less and less and less of their money. That's the whole point. To make your life better, to have more money, to have more choices, to have more freedom, to have less people controlling you and telling you what to do and how to do it and how to look and how to do that. It's ridiculous. Since we are little, people are telling us how to dress, what time to wake up, what time to go to bed, what hair color you can have, what clothes you have to wear. Oh, and here they like uniforms and all those kind of things. The beauty of this business is that you design it. You work the hours that you want. You all know I work completely different hours than the majority of humans on this planet. But it works. I remember Earl used to pick on me all the time because he liked getting up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and he'd be like, successful people get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And there's still those people there. This person might go to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning, but I do not get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. but I still use that quiet time to work. After 8 p.m. is when most of my business happens. Today I spend a lot of time just talking to team members, and that's what Tuesday's kind of about, is just reaching out to certain people and talking to them. And this week it was about the 6-week course for Essentials and Certifieds, and kind of hearing where people are sitting and things that are happening. And I didn't know someone was going through chemo, and I didn't know that somebody was having their 6th child. And do you know what I mean? Like, it's good to reach out to your team as well. So I just want to say that. But you do not have to be, I feel sometimes people don't build their team because they feel like they have to know everything, they have to do everything, and they have to be there for their team 24/7. No, you don't. You are not Netflix. You are not a streaming service, and they are adults. It is an independent Scentsy consultant, not a dependent Scentsy consultant, an independent Scentsy consultant. You are not their mother, their babysitter, their therapist, their all those things. You are not that. You are their coach and their guidance counselor, basically. And not even that. You are literally their inspiration, showing them the ropes and kind of guiding them to find their answers. Because if they aren't willing to look for the answers, they're not going to do anything until they're ready to do that. Because you could hand somebody a whole bunch of things and they still wouldn't place the order, or still wouldn't follow up, or still wouldn't do something because you didn't do it. So be kind with yourself, be graceful with yourself, but at the same time, don't judge. I guess, judge. I just watch people, and I kind of watch what their headspace is and their life situation is and things like that. And I listen for an opening. And sometimes it's cheeky, totally cheeky. Like, they're just like, man, I hate this. I hate going to work. I just hate it. I'm going to use Kathy for a moment. Kathy Pabst. Because her job literally sucks the soul out of her. And I'm like, so what do we need to do to get you out? And that's how the conversation starts. Now, she's already in Scentsy. But if somebody wants an exit plan, I'm like, well, how much do you need to get out of that job? Or how much do you need just to go part-time? What does that look like? And usually it's not that much. And people don't understand how much you can actually make in Scentsy. You know, I was telling somebody this story that when Earl was getting sicker and sicker, one day he came to me and said, babe, I might have to drop a day at work. You might have to get a part-time job. And I just immediately felt like throwing up, because there's nothing, I can't stand working for other people. And I said, why? He goes, because I can't, I'm going to need an extra day to go to the hospital for dialysis and stuff. And I said, well, how much do you need? I learned to ask these questions later. How much do you want me to contribute? And he's like, just like $100 a week. And I was like, all right, I'll book another party. And he was kind of like, what is it with you? Why won't you go get a work? That's not a job, blah, blah, blah. And then the next morning he got up and he said, you're right, go book another party. He goes, because if you get a job and it makes you as horrible as jobs make you, you're going to ruin your business, because your vibration is very, he knows my personality and my face and my vibration attracts business to me. He knew that. And he knew that as soon as you put me in an employment situation, I become sad, I'm crying all the time, I'm sick all the time, I hate it. And that would affect my Scentsy business. And he knew Scentsy was always where I was going to go and where I was going to stay. So he said, yep, go book the other party. Because every single Scentsy party that I do on average is at least $100 take home. So, you know, income disclosure statement. So what does it take? Because I would rather send some texts from my couch watching Netflix and book a party and do that for 3 hours than go to work for 40 hours or go to work for a day for somebody else. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have to figure out what's good for you. You have to figure out what works for you, but you also have to figure out your vibration and where that's the strongest. Are you a person that does really well face-to-face with people? the key to all of this is conversations. If you're great at social media and engaging people and having conversations and building those friendships through social media, great. If you're good at a coffee shop talking to strangers, great. If you go on a walk or the dog park and you sit down and you start conversations, really great. Wear your Scentsy clothes because it makes things easier. Hand out the whole 50 samples a month to strangers is just so that you get recognized and so that you make a difference, so that you compliment people. But nothing happens unless you have those conversations. And recruiting or sponsoring is conversations. And it's really scary to me still. I still get butterflies and feel a little queasy when I'm like, whew, I need to ask 5 people today about, you know, if they've ever considered joining Scentsy. And that's how I say, hey, have you ever thought about joining Scentsy? And they go, yeah, I've never had anybody say no. Never. In 6 years. Never. They go, yeah, but, you know, I really don't have the time. And I was like, oh, I totally understand. Or the bandwidth, probably, mental bandwidth. And they're like, yes, you know. And then we kind of get on a different, and then I bring them back. And then I'm like, well, what does your normal day look like? Like, what do you normally do? Because you're spending a lot, or I know how much you love Scentsy, but maybe you can't buy everything you like. I'm just trying to think of a way to get you more stuff, but maybe not have you spend so much money. And it's just kind of keeping them in the forefront of your mind. But it's always about having conversations. Everything about this business is about having conversations. And look, as an introvert who doesn't really like peopling, I get it. Conversations, they're exhausting sometimes. Especially when you're really not interested. Now, I say that because I've learned a trick in my communicating and building relationships. I'm very blunt and I'm very black and white. So a lot of times when someone messages me or we have a conversation, I'll first type what I really want to say, but then I start fluffing before, after, and in between to kind of soften it, just so that it seems friendlier and gentler and all these things, so that, you know, people aren't like, ew. But they still know I don't lie, and I am clear about stuff, and I'll answer anything you want. I will answer anybody's questions. I don't care what it is, whether it's appropriate or not appropriate. I'm an open book. I don't mind. But you have to find out what works for you. But start with your dream team. Pick 5 to 10 people. Let's just say 10 this month. Pick 10 people that you think would benefit from Scentsy somehow, and write down how you think that, why their name popped in your head. Because sometimes it's a matter of, hey, you know what? I'm looking for a couple people that I think would really benefit from Scentsy because of all the exciting things that are happening right now. And you came to my mind. And here's why. You are kind. You know a ton of people. You work at the hospital. You're so understanding. You have such a warm heart, and you really love Scentsy products. I think it would just be a natural progression for you to basically take care of the people at work and your friends and family instead of me doing it while you're just going about your day. Because Scentsy doesn't have to be a big time commitment. It just has to be a consistent sprinkling of information and samples and, oh, hey, I brought this for you. Thought you might like it. Want to try it. When you're at work, that stuff is way easy. When, you know, or just give it to her and say, hey, can you take these to work and hand them out for me? See what happens. She might end up getting, you know, some orders for you. And I usually say, hey, you know, if anybody wants to order anything, I'll put it under you and you can earn some free and half price stuff. And sometimes just doing that little thing or offering them a bag party, they see how quickly the orders come. And they go, huh, that's all I did. I could do that. Oh, and I got what for free? You have to think of other people. You have to think about how it would benefit them, not you, how it would benefit them, why it would benefit them, why you think they'd be great at it. Some people, it could be that, oh, I know that you, like today I was talking to a consultant who is looking to reinstate. She's one of my customers. And we sat and talked for a while, and she's like, I just need to get out of the house. I'm working from home 24, like she goes, I'm home 24 hours a day. She goes, and I'm not exaggerating. We went this, and I know that she went away this week, and she goes, but before that, we didn't leave the house basically for 7 months. She's like, and she goes, I am an introvert, but it's not healthy. She goes, I need to get out and meet people. And I laughed because I said, wow, I do Scentsy so I can stay in my house. But I know when I leave my house, it's an intentional thing for me to try and smile at people and say hello to people and wear my Scentsy shirt, make sure my car is parked on a good angle at the grocery store. If I can park in the first one because the signage is on the side of my car, I will. You know, like when I go places, I park my car in a certain way in a certain place so that the signage shows, because I'm always thinking when I go somewhere, well, here I am, I'm out in the world, try to do something with Scentsy today, so make it easier for people to find me. Wear the things, hand out the things, park the car, you know, things like that. So it doesn't have to be all consuming. Like this might sound like a lot, but it's very natural for me now. It's very natural for me now. So I don't really even think about it anymore because it's a habit. And everything that you want to do in your life that will get you anywhere, whether it's weight loss or healthy eating or your business or raising your kids, you're not a pro on the first day. Even the jobs that you had or the things you went into for a career, you had to get there. You had to practice. And the only way to practice is to practice. It's by doing it. So that is the gist. And Christmas and Boxing Day and New Year's are freaking over. The year has started. Those of you that haven't started yet, you're behind. Like, come on, it's a new year. What's going to be different this year than last year? Do you want to be different? Do you want things to be different for yourself? This is a way. It's a brick in your building blocks of your Scentsiness. So basically, sponsor, I would say sponsor two. You might only need to sponsor one. You might need to sponsor 5, but start with 1, because if you don't have one yet, that one is going to be scary for you and you're not going to know what to say and you're probably going to say too much and all the things. So you need to practice one. And sometimes asking your best friends who are secretly on your dream team list and say, hey, I'm really trying to understand, like get this catalog walkthrough done, and I'm trying to, you know, talk to people about the hostess plan and joining. Could you just sit and listen and ask me questions that you'd want to know and act like somebody that would be interested? You know, role playing, the thing we all hate, but just say, can I practice? But really what you're doing is you're tapping into her or him. They'll come up with things because they're going to have questions. Most people do wonder. They really do. So this is the new host join brochure. So if you don't have those, and then you can put your information on the back. But this has the joining information in, and it also has the hosting information. When I put this in a hostess packet and I know who it's going to, sometimes I'll put little arrows going, this is your goal, because I always want them to try to get to the 3rd level, the 925 New Zealand dollars, because the shipping drops and they get way more free stuff. And they can get their air purifier at half off and things like that. And then it has a picture of the kit choices in there. When you're doing appointments, always talk about it. Don't be afraid to talk about it. When I go through the catalog, which I don't have sitting here because I was doing things last night and used them. But this is my recruiting packet, and it's also my hostess packet. The scent circle, sometimes yes, sometimes no. It all depends. I just put one in here just to remind myself to talk about it. I try to get all my scent circles for free if possible by doing the orders and always having that open order on your PWS. Again, to recruit, you need a PWS. So there is a way to do it manually, but Chuck recently said that they were kind of going away with that. So just have your PWS. It just is a lot easier for everything when you have it. So this is what so I usually make up a stack of these. And when I leave the house, I take a couple with me. When I have really great service somewhere, I'm like, you know what? You gave me such great service, and it's so hard to come by, and I really, really appreciate it. I just want to give you a couple of treats. But if you're ever thinking that you need some extra money or you want something fun to do, I would love to talk to you about Scentsy and have you on my team, because I'm always looking for people that really get customer service, because not many people do. So when I get it, so that's my most popular one when I hand these out in public. So just to show you what's in it, I have a scratch and sniff sticker here. I ran out of the Join My Team stickers, but this one is a host brochure. So this one has, I have to send these out in the post. So that one says Join My Team. You can order those in the consultant store. And this is her hostess letter. So it's the same thing though, but it's just a host that just has the hostess pick. So in here, just to show you what I have in here, in case you don't know, most of you probably do know that have been with me for a while. I have a folded product sheet with my information stamped on the bottom. The more things I can stamp, the better, because it's cheaper. You're not going to run out of labels so fast. A catalog with obviously my label on the back, which has all my information and the QR code and kind of what I'm working towards during this catalog. So that's my mom and Chloe, and so that's my label on the back of my catalog. And if you don't know why I tabbed them, there's lots of videos of me explaining why I tab them, but all my catalogs are tabbed as well. So it highlights, can you see the colors? It highlights different things, so I know exactly what's on every single page. At a party, I never have to look at my catalog because those are what I talk about. But if I'm talking to them on the phone, I can say, hey, just, they're like, oh, what scent does those washer whiffs come in? I'm like, oh, just go to the blue tab. Okay, do you see on the right hand side? Do you see that? The little chart with all the colored lines? Oh yeah, I'm like, yep, those are all the scents. So I know exactly what's on every page. Then, because these are new and I still have them, I have the new releases, the scratch and sniff stickers. For some reason, I'm really struggling with scratch and sniff stickers. So those are in there. Again, it has my information up in the corner and my website because you could tweak it on the Canva template. I do have a join the club. So it's my Scentsy information for Scentsy Club. So that's in there just because they need to see that they can make money a different way too, and I can bring that up, because the more people they can get on Scentsy Club, the less work they have to do really outside of what they normally do. So that's like residual income that I get at minimum 200 PRV every single month because of Scentsy Club. So, and I don't have to do anything. I just send them happy mail after it's been done. So you have a host join brochure. You have a My Story card. So this is my rack card. I ordered from Vistaprint, which I need to redo these and order some more. But it's in my colors. It's in my branding. It has my story on it, why I love Scentsy. And then it talks about some of the trips I earned and then how to join. And what countries we're in as well, because they can join from any country. The thing about this is, when I first started and we learned how to do these, I hadn't been on a trip. I had just started. So what I wrote is, right now I'm working on earning this, and some of my friends have earned trips, all expense paid trips to, and I listed a whole bunch. And that was because of Jacqueline or whoever that I knew had been on Scentsy trips. I just said some of my friends have been blah, 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 blah. And that I was looking forward to earning my first one. So, and I earned my first one in 3 months. So income disclosure here. And then of course we always put samples in. So I have washer whiff samples in there. Have the scent circle in there. And I have this, my business card. And it talks about joining on the back with some pictures as well. So now, say you're like, oh, I don't have all that or whatever. If you just do the bare minimum, look, in the end, it really just, it's fine if it's this and it's a sample. And really, if you can make something up on Word, that's what I did at first. I couldn't afford cardstock ones from Vistaprint, and I always wait for sales. So I just made it on Word, and it was just a piece of paper, but it was something for them to connect with you. So you don't have to do all the things I do, but this is a nice thing to hand somebody while they're out and about. And if you can get their information back, great. If you already know them, then you just need to follow up. But you don't get anywhere unless you ask. So you'll find this in the files section, and you've heard me probably talk about this a million freaking times, and you're sick of me talking about it, but until I see more people doing it, I'm just going to keep talking about it because I swear by it. The 90-day slay is there, which is the King Kong of this, and then I created the smaller one called the Daily 5x5. So even if you have 25 minutes a day, because each one of these will take you about 5 minutes each, you do these every single day, at least 4 days a week, continuously and consistently, you will see a change in your business. And there's two really hard things on here. One of them is to offer the opportunity to 5 people every day. One of them is to ask 5 people to host a party every day, right? So those are the two tough ones. And then follow-up conversations. Obviously, you want to be using Sell with Amy. I can't recommend it enough. If you need the link for that, I can share my link. 5 posts minimum on social media. Depending where you're posting them is the 80-20 rule. And then engaging in 5 people's posts that are not Scentsy people. So going to your friends list, going, who haven't I seen a post from, but I would like on my team, going to their feed and seeing something, a picture of theirs, and just going, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Where did you get that? Or when did you get that done? Or, oh my gosh, your new house, you must be so excited. Something like that, to where they respond back and then you can respond back. So it flips the algorithms and it makes them see more of your stuff and you see more of their stuff. That is what that's for. Engagement. Because if you're not engaging, you cannot be a one-person conversation all the time. That's not fun. People don't engage in that. It is intentional. You'll know when I have time off, what I'm doing on Facebook, and then you'll know when I'm working. It's very different. I took the Care Bear quiz the other night. I was laying around. I said I was Grumpy Bear, and I'm like, those things don't make me grumpy, but they're all true, but I'm more Swear Bear than Grumpy Bear. But yeah, so even if you just do this every day, you know you did the important things that will move you forward, but you have to do them consistently. And usually within a day or two of doing those, you have results. Every single time my business needs like those heart paddles to kind of bring it back to life a little bit, that sheet or the 90-day slay do it every time. And it's because you're asking and offering things that you are too chicken to offer or ask otherwise. It's like eating vegetables. When you go out, you're like, well, I don't really feel like vegetables. I'm going to eat this, and I'm going to eat this, and I'm going to eat this. Vegetables are the first thing that usually goes when you want crap food, or you're like, nah, I don't care. Same thing with, and vegetables are the most important thing that you eat. So same thing with these. In your business, you can label catalogs, you can stamp scent circles, you can make samples, you can do all the things, but the important thing, which is to ask and offer about parties and building. Because once somebody has a party, or somebody, you know, one of the things I do at every new catalog is there's one lady who always likes to get together. She doesn't want a party ever, but she'll even go to other people's parties she doesn't know. She just doesn't want to have a party herself. So, and she's been to a couple of people's parties that she doesn't know. So she's great that way. But when there's a new catalog, I go, all right, this is the date I'm thinking. And she's like, yep, that works. And then I said, all right. So I say this day, this place. She goes, okay. And then I open it to everybody and go, hey, I'm going to be at this location from this time to this time with all my scents. Let me know if you want to come and have a sniff and a snack. And we can all just sit around, talk and laugh and sniff things. And, but it's a place where they can see other people ordering things. They can smell things. You can have conversations. You're building that relationship with them. And I always leave with orders. So here's the beauty. I had, what do I have now? 8 to 13 people saying they're going to meet me at Northlands Mall. I don't think that many will show up, but I'm just saying, I'm like, ooh, because they have to tell me ahead of time if they're for sure coming, because then I'll make them a pack like this, as well as some other things in it. But when you have, so even if, normally when I do this, I have way over a party order. So when I have this, I'm going to have a host exclusive kit available. Every time you have 200 PRV, there is a host kit available. A lot of people have built their businesses on host kits. So even if all these people are strangers and it's your party in the workstation, but you say, oh, I have a host exclusive kit now unlocked because of all of your orders. So that means one of you could join for just less than $100. So it's $100. They can use, you can give them, let's say the party's $370 in New Zealand. You can give them the $37 credit to use towards the 100. So that would knock it down to whatever. Sorry, I'm like, I don't do math. Or you can use the host credit yourself as long as there's, excuse me, 1 penny left, 1 cent left, you can add a host exclusive kit. So it would be $99.99. That way they can start, and there's no shipping on the host kit. But anybody in that group that I have coming could join. Because I'm going to say, woo, we have unlocked a host exclusive kit. Who wants it? This is everything you get in there. You get a warmer. I mean, what do you all get? Let's look at that while we're here. You get a warmer, which is, how much is this warmer? Do we know? Please hold. Just so that you're quoting the right things. You get a $55 warmer, which is what I thought it was. You get a bathroom cleaner, you get a scent circle, you get a bar, and you get a wax of every single one of our scents, a cube of every single one of our scents. Each tester is a cube of wax. So even if they're, and some people will be like, well, I don't want to do parties. And you're like, fine, don't do parties. But we should probably do one party at your house so that we can get you some more free and half price stuff. And they're like, oh, that's a good point. Because most people want more free and half price stuff. That's why they love Scentsy. So that's your first. Don't talk about all the other things. You just stick to just the next step. Just the next step. Don't overwhelm them with everything. But that might be the thing. You know, it's here. Oh, here's a picture of everything you get. Now, there are people that say, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. And they come in and they actually do a lot. And they're amazing. Now, if you have enough credit to where you earned yourself a free kit, so you get to $925. $925 will push you over $100 in credit. So when you have that, they can have the kit for free. Sharon McKeeman, can never say her name fast. That was a free kit from me. I gave her a free kit because she has been a customer of mine for years and years and years and years. And I completely believe in her with all my soul because she's sharp. She's smart, she's sharp, she's knowledgeable, she's experienced, she's a hard worker, she has a good work ethic, and man, she is fun. So I thought she deserved it. I don't do that with everybody. I've only done that maybe once before. I've had plenty that were free, but I'll still say that because I'm going to use the credit for my sample stuff and my scent circles and my whiffs. But you can, every 200 PRV, there's a kit. So Annette Lang is one of those people that worked 200 PRV at a time. She went out and got 200 PRV and then found somebody for the kit. She went out and got 200 PRV some more, found somebody else for another kit. And she kept doing that because it was it worked in her brain that way. So don't close a party order ever without thinking, because whether you close the party or not or use all the host credit, doesn't matter. The kit is still there. So why waste it? See if somebody wants it. Even if it's $100, but it's not $169 plus shipping. So I think the host kit is great for people that really just have a lot of product and they're just going to take care of their friends and family. Or they basically own everything. They really do. And you're just like, yeah, you probably own everything anyway. So that's a great kit for them to get started with. So don't forget about that kit because it's a huge tool, and it's changed a lot of businesses. It's changed mine too. So don't forget that kit. Now, if they actually want to do something great and have the means to do so, of course, I always recommend the big kit. I am somebody that would want as many tools as possible up front. And that is why when you go to someone's house to do a party or you do a display, you don't bring everything, because you want to make it seem like joining, this is good enough. And if they see all these things, they're going to think they need to buy all those things. And that turns a lot of people off. They're like, oh, but I don't have all that. You don't need all that. Honestly, this kit, this kit has everything you need. I had less for months when I started Scentsy. I had way less. We didn't get all this in our kit. You have a catalog, you have your phone, you have other things, you know. You don't need all the products, and you don't need to move into people's houses, but you need to make it look like it's duplicatable, because if they think they have to spend all this money, Scentsy is not about spending money. You really shouldn't be spending. You might in the beginning just a smidge till you get your feet wet, but honestly, I don't spend that much money on Scentsy. I really don't. Transition month, yes. So twice a year, I know I'm going to spend some money. But really, outside of that, if I want something, I work, and it's non-licensed, I work for it, and I make sure I get it for free and half price. So how are you working smart? And by doing that, I can show people this is how you do that. This is why when even you're doing it for your personal self and for your friends, you need a PWS, because you need an open party. But then they'll have a party at some point where that host credit gets to the 370, and boom, they have 37, there's 200 PRV, and there's a kit there. So how does that work? Can they, you know, maybe they don't want to build, but if they would, that might be a way for them to do that, right? So I hope this is, I know I'm like talking really fast, but I really wanted to talk about just sponsoring and kind of not overcomplicating it. It's basically a conversation. It's really looking at your top hosts, your biggest spenders. Well, this is kind of funny. Your biggest spenders for sure, you should be having the conversation with. Every single host, you should be having the conversation with. Every single Scentsy clubber, you should have the conversation with, because they're going to get money back every month on their Scentsy club orders. And they're basically on auto ship right now. So all they have to do is have their PWS, because they need a PWS for auto ship for Scentsy Club as well. That's basically going to get flipped to them. So they're going to get more money back on their orders as well. Really think about who you'd want on your dream team. That's the best place to start, and then talk to them and be honest with them. Try to keep yourself out of it. Or you could say, because this always worked for me when I didn't know how to start back in the day, my director has challenged me to create a dream team. I had to pick 10 people I would most like to work with, and one of them is you. Or you could say 5 people to work with to make them feel more special. Or 3 people to work with. Or someone to work with. Whatever lingo you want to say, you just let me know how I can back it up. But, hey, my director challenged me to come up with a dream team list of who I'd most like to work with, and you are at the top of that list. Here's why. And then I tell them why I think they'd be amazing with Scentsy. And then I'm like, what do you think? I do not ask a question where they could answer yes or no. Except for if I come to them and go, have you ever thought about doing Scentsy? That's the only yes or no one I kind of do. And those people I've kind of poked and prodded a little bit beforehand. So, and some of you were probably been poked and prodded by me a couple times. I see Kim is on here. Kim was one of those people that I met at a party, and then she watched me on a live, and she had, I don't know, how many orders did you place that month, Kim? Kim placed a lot of orders the one month, and all of a sudden she popped on. I'm like, and speaking of people that should do Scentsy, you should. Hi. And I was like, oh my God. And she's like, okay. So she wanted to sign up right away, which I always say, yep, sign them up right away. Do it while they're feeling it. But then I was like, just wait. I think we're going to have a special tomorrow. Can you wait till tomorrow night? And so she waited so I could sign up the next day. But honestly, and Kim's one of my top leaders now, but she only did it, I think, at first just to help her friends and family because they love Scentsy, and she has a nice whānau. So it was great. And Kim was determined and creative and blew my socks off when I came for her launch party. So you just never know what people are going to do. And some people, if they've been in other direct sales companies, can be a plus and a minus. If they've been in another direct sales company, they can be very, very, very skeptical and standoffish and really quiet at first, because what I'm finding, and I've been in direct sales since 1995, but I've only been in Scentsy since 2015. What they find is that people, they're not used to people being sharers. They're not used to people being supportive and positive and upbeat and I wouldn't say normal, because we're so not normal, but just every day. We're not asking you to act a certain way, dress a certain way, look a certain way. We're asking you just to be you and share what you love. That's it. And whatever that is to you, you know? But the number one thing everybody says to me is like, wow, this is so different. This is so cool. Everybody's so nice and everybody's willing to share. And that is the number one thing I hear over and over and over and over. And the amount of support in Team WunderBar especially, I keep hearing that from people that either belong to other teams before or belong to other direct sales companies before or network marketing companies. And I worked really hard at being really firm and really strict with my vision for Team WunderBar. And it is beautiful now because you guys make it that way. And you guys share and you guys encourage and you guys create that environment, which is exactly why you want people on your team, because most people don't feel that in their lives. Most people are told what they do wrong, or that something's not good enough, or they have to do it harder or more or this or that, but they don't really get applauded for the tiny things, like just doing what you love. Do you know what I mean? I wish all you moms got applauded for all that you deserve to be applauded for, because it's a hard job, man. Probably one of the hardest on the planet. And I don't think you guys get enough recognition. So at least you get a little bit more in Scentsy. But does anybody have any questions or thoughts? Or this was really off the cuff training. I knew I just wanted to show you a couple tools. So, make 10 to 12 join packets like I showed you. And then go and figure out who you're going to mail them to with a nice letter saying something like, hey, you came across my mind today. Dear Kim, I was just sitting here thinking about who I thought would be amazing at Scentsy, and you just popped into my brain. I think you'd be amazing because blah, blah, blah. So if it's easier even for you to send it, but it's going to take longer to get there. So you're going to need to follow up. So sometimes it's fun to like take a picture of you with the courier package with the pack in it, and just point at it and go, and then put, send it in Messenger and put, hey, I'm sending you something. Can you let me know when you get it? Because then they'll be eagerly waiting for it and opening it up. So sometimes things like that. It's just getting, some of the stuff I find is just like, well, this might not be helping anybody. But I'm just kind of sharing what I do or how I would say things. And you have to say things your way. I'm Patty the American, so I know you all don't talk like me all the time. And you're like, hell no, we don't talk like you. But when you're doing your parties or when you're practicing your catalog walkthroughs with your friends because they're helping you practice, make sure you talk about these pages. These are important pages. Don't skip over them because you're too chicken. Talk about them. And just say, I just need 5 people to practice on. Can I come practice a catalog walkthrough? And what a catalog walkthrough, in case you're like, what the hell's a catalog walkthrough? Just say, can I just bring a catalog and some scents and some samples over and practice something on you? You don't have to buy anything. I just need to practice so I feel more comfortable. People are not going to say no. And if they do, or as you know, that's what we think of those people. If they're not going to help you, but they might have questions for you that are great questions, or they might end up actually thinking about things differently because you're sitting in front of them. And you just have to kind of go through. You get your product training guide, so that, and you know, they might have questions about warmers and how things last. And it's a great practice thing, even if it's just a practice, but they might end up being interested in some things. So you talk about our wax and how long it lasts. You talk about the charity warmer. You talk about Scentsy Club and Whiff Box. Way to go, Denise. Woohoo! And Denise, I believe, is going to be joining us in our 6-week program with Jacqueline, which is also exciting. The other thing is, make sure that you guys are taking pictures. If you haven't seen the post in the All Consultant page, they're looking for stylized pictures. And there's been some really cool ones that have been submitted. So, you know, when you get products, when you get scents, I'm actually, one of my customers gave me an idea about scent of the month, but I haven't got the new scent of the month yet. I'm still waiting. So once it comes, I am going to start doing an eye look that somebody said, I love that your eyeshadow matches your scent of the month last month. And I went, oh my God, I'm going to totally do that. So every month now I'm going to do a picture with the scent of the month and the eyeshadow look to match it. Are you both going to the same wedding? Yes. Have these packs ready to go, but also have just samples with your business card or contact information. Have little things too. I keep my little samples in one of those sandwich keepers from Tupperware so that they don't get smashed in my purse. Yes. Denise, I'm so excited. I've been dying to kind of come back around and hang out with you and cheer for you. So mine's in Geraldine. What was hers? Oh, she didn't tell me where hers was. Denise, where's your wedding? Wouldn't it be funny? Okay, if you both go to the same wedding, I challenge you each to hand out a minimum of 10 samples while you're at the wedding, and not to the same people. Ah, there you go. That would have been fun, though. That would have been fun to have each other at the wedding and going, I see you. You're going down, Denise. And sometimes that's a good thing, you know. Grab your friend who's in Scentsy, or make a friend in Scentsy and go, I'll meet you at the shopping center. Bring 20 samples with you, and we're going to have a contest to see who can hand them out. You know, make it fun. Being self-employed isn't always the most fun because you're always with yourself, although I am a hoot. So, I think that's it for today, but share pictures if you share them at the wedding. Share the pictures. I would love to see them. What am I doing this week? I actually left a warmer with my pet sitting clients this past week. It's a long story, but I said, I'm leaving you a warmer and a bar of wax. I've put it high enough that the cat can't reach it where it is. And I've told her, turn it off first and then pull it out of the wall because it's a mini, but it's high, so they'll tip the wax everywhere. I said, but I thought your houses need, the litter that they had. I'm like, you guys need different litter. And she's a vet. And so I brought the leftover litter that I had, but I was like, I've left you a warmer and some wax. I'll just come get it next time I pet sit. It's no big deal. One of my best customers now, and Scentsy Clubber, is also, that's how I got her hooked, was I left a warmer with her when I was pet sitting. So I try wherever I go. If you're going to get COVID tested, that's a great time to do it too. Just think about who, put your little antennas up and listen when people are like, oh, I'm trying to find something to earn some extra money. And they're going to say, no, I don't want to sell anything. and you're like, well, this is how much you've spent with me in the last year or every time you order, and then figure out her commission off of that and just go, but if you had it as yourself, that's how much you would have made yourself. So sometimes it's little as that, or hey, let's have a party for you and I'll be happy to flip it to you if you decide you want to join. If you give people bag parties and they do really well with them, they really need to consider, they did all the work. All they're doing is handing you the order forms and the bag back. Like, they did the job. They've proven that is the best job interview ever, is a bag party. And you can send bag parties, although if it's going to be like a nun's coochie coming up again like it was last week or the week before, well, then don't do that. Or send lots of ice packs with it and next day it. So anyway, I'm still talking, but I'll see you guys on the All Consultant call, and hopefully I'll have this kind of pinpointed and cleaner. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Good luck with the incentive. And you know what? Even if you don't hit level 1, but I really want this because, where is my ring light crapped itself. So I need a new ring light. So, and I would love a microphone as well. So this comes with a studio quality microphone and a 25.4 centimeter light ring. No idea about centimeters. Plus an adjustable clip to hold your phone during virtual team meetings, unboxing videos, YouTube trainings, and more. So you just need 1 certified. So go work on your dream team list and then go have some conversations and just say, look, I'm a little scared about like talking to you about this, but I just think you'd be great. And I just had to ask because, you know, I think you're amazing and it would be so much more fun to do with you. It's one of my new sayings. I'm using that a lot, nun's coochie. So, you know, because they're probably sexually frustrated. Anyway, well, maybe not. Well, no, because I think anyway, I'm going to go somewhere really bad, so I'm going to just shut up right now. I would be Patty Wonder if I kept things normal, would I? All right, thanks for tuning in. Have a great, great, great Wonder Wednesday. That's my day off, and Thursday is a Scentsy Light day, but it's Peter Day on Thursday, so I'll be volunteering on Thursday. But I will be on the All Consultant call on Thursday as well. And yay, congratulations, Denise, for joining the 6-week program. I'm so excited. If anybody else has any essential or certified consultants on your team, most of them I have reached out to, but it would be great as their sponsor if you reached out to them and say, oh my gosh, I heard there's a program for essential and certified from Jacqueline Roy, our SSD, because all of the SSDs are going to be handling it. So they're going to hear from lots of different people. And Rachel, yes, Rachel's going too. So Denise and Rachel are both ready to go. So congratulate. I'm very proud of you for signing up and trying. So, no matter what happens, I'm just proud that you took that step. All right. Bye everybody. Have a great Wednesday and Thursday. I'll be around like I always am. Kind of do that. All right.